So this question is going to go to the entire team, please. How do you help customers? If we start back to that business first strategy, and the business first strategy has got to have an outcome, how do you help customers think about the ROI of the investment for artificial intelligence? Because it's not a small investment. It's an investment not just in money, but in psyche and change management and everything else it takes in the organization to make it work. So we'll start with Kelly. Tell us, Kelly, how do you talk about ROIs on AI investments?
Yeah, no, thanks, Teresa. I'll take kind of a practical cut at this one. I think Doug alluded to it a while ago. We generally will start with a use case enablement workshop. I think Doug talked about ideation workshops. You know, even if there's a lot of dollars, a lot of budget allocated towards AI and ML type projects, data projects, you still want to align the opportunities you have within your organization, those use cases that you believe have that high perceived value, with whatever risk is associated with that. And again, the last thing that we want, we talked about speed earlier, is I'm going to do this perceived high value thing, huge executive wow factor that I just never get to market. So we worked with a manufacturer, a large manufacturer recently, and did our best to really try to align with what they said was important out of the gate. I'm not going to go into all the detail, but it was think about things like manufacturing optimization and innovation and all of the different subcategories that fall into that. Design and customer service, supply chain and operational efficiency. And when you start looking at the use cases and kind of aligning in a matrix to the risk and the associated value, you start getting a really clear picture of, you know, what are those 2 or 3 things that I could do relatively quickly. I've got the data for. I feel like I've got a reasonable approach to a model on that's going to get me to a solution and an outcome that's going to let me do more down the road. So, you know, obviously there's maybe a cost play in there, but those innovation plays get a lot more executive attention. Sometimes, you know, moving the timeline out a little bit more, is it worth the wait? Those are decisions that, you know, we usually help work through in that use case enablement workshop. So I would say that's a great place to start. There's all different versions of that, but to start aligning on ROI, TCO, I'd say get down into that practical level of really looking at detail around those use cases and then prioritize those.